Hi, my name's Martin. In this tutorial, I shall walk you through an illustrated Hello World example for the Diffusion Cloud Service API. The Service API is available over HTTP and exists so that you can integrate with Diffusion Cloud from environments which currently lack a Diffusion Client API. The design of the Service API emphasizes simplicity and availability. To get the most from this tutorial, you will need a Diffusion Cloud service, and you can get one for free from diffusion.cloud, an understanding of Diffusion's pub/sub mechanism, the curl command line tool. I'm going to demonstrate it on macOS, but it's available on many other platforms, and optionally, the JQ command line tool. It's useful, but it's not essential. In this tutorial, we're going to do three things. We're going to obtain an access token for the Service API, we're going to share data inside a topic, and we're going to consume the data using the fetch feature. Let's start with the access token. Before we use any features of the Service API, we must obtain an access token. The Service API needs an access token whenever we use any of its features. It uses the access token to locate your service and your credentials. Obtaining an access token is very simple. Open the Adapters tab to find the Service API. Follow the instructions here. We can see what's required, as well as an example curl command line almost ready to go. Before we execute that, we swap out the client ID and client secret placeholders. Let's first copy the client ID using this copy button. Then let's do the same for the client secret. Let's put the results of that into a file. That's worked. Let's look at what we have in there. That's pretty terse. Let's use JQ to unpack it to see what we have. We can see straight away that the largest piece is the access token. We'll need this shortly. Notice also the field expires in, which equates to 24 hours in seconds. And we're done. Bear in mind that anybody with the access token can create, remove, fetch and update data in your service, so share it wisely. To share data using Diffusion, we first create a topic in which to store it. Just like before, all the details are laid out, but we're going to take inspiration from this example. I shall open a new shell and paste this curl command into it. Looking at this, it's mostly self-explanatory. This makes an HTTP POST request to a host called api.diffusion.cloud with the URL fragment topics/add. We give it the authorization details. Notice that we're using the access token environment variable from previously, and that we are using double quotes so the shell interpolates that variable. Finally, we supply the argument as JSON, which has one field, path or name of the topic to create. Now the topic is created, we will give it a value. Like before, the details are here in black and white. Taking inspiration from the example, we run this. This looks a lot like the previous call. The URL differs, and the arguments now include a field called value, which sets the topic value to this JSON string. It's otherwise much the same. Now we've created and set the value of a topic, let's see the results of that in the Diffusion console. The console is only open to users with credentials, so we log in here as admin. In the Topics tab, we can see my topic and its value. Let's subscribe to it so we can see the value changes in real time. Let's set the value again so we can see the immediacy of the effect. There, the new value was written to the topic straight away. Because we're working with JSON here, we have a lot of flexibility in expressing our data, and it's very easy to work with. So far, we have created and set the value of a topic with real-time data. The API can also be used to fetch data stored in topics and even remove topics. Let's spend a little time now fetching that data. As before, the details are available here in the browser. Taking inspiration from the given example, we will run this. This new shell will be our data consumer. The structure of this request will look familiar. The URL differs again, and this time the arguments hold only the path of the topic to fetch. The results came back immediately, encoded in JSON, so we can clearly see the path, type, properties, and most importantly, the value of my topic. In 5 minutes, we round-tripped the Diffusion Cloud Service API. We published values, saw them change in the console, and we fetched them. So what next? Well, instead of using the shell, you could use your own favorite programming language to call the Service API. So long as it has an HTTP stack and can handle JSON, it'll work just fine. You could use the removal URL to remove topics. You can browse, create, or update topics you created with the Diffusion console. Or you can create topics with topic properties like removal, so you can use the automatic topic removal feature. That's all for now. Happy coding!